Hey, Kathy the Vegan Prepper here to talk to you about that Costco black bean recall. Vegan Prepper. Vegan Prepper. All right, let's talk about these beans, y'all. So Costco sells these beans, and if you shop at Costco, you've probably already heard, but they are recalling certain ones, the ones that have been manufactured in this last year. Certain ones have been manufactured with a faulty seal around the pull top can. I have never liked this style. I've always felt like it was insecure. It was less secure than a regular style. But then there was another part of me that was like, well, what if I have a bunch of cans and my can opener breaks? It would be nice to have some of these on hand, but I'm gonna make sure I have enough can openers because I've never liked this. And now I feel super validated, and it is, I don't know. It's like, yay, I was right. Yay. Like, no, it's not fun to be right about stuff like that. So I don't like that. But basically, yeah, they put out a list of dates, and then they sent out a second list of dates, which we found out we had just eaten all of the beans from one of the flats when we got that letter, because Adam pulled the latest can of beans that we had used for our meals out of the recycle, and sure enough, the date matched the one, and those were the last two out of that flat. So we ate through that whole flat of potentially faulty sealed beans, and so that's a danger, of course, because it can allow for the growth of things like botulism and whatnot. But thankfully, nothing happened to us, and also no injuries have thus far been reported with this recall. So hopefully everything is totally fine. But it's just really kind of concerning to me that something like this can happen. I'm not surprised, I guess. I've already been slightly concerned too. Kind of, it's already been in my mind. And again, it's not fun at all to feel like I'm right about stuff like this. But you look across the board, most of the prepping channels are talking about shortages and like hyperinflation. And my concern has honestly been more on like, what we do have in stock, is it going to be safe? Because I've been thinking about this whole last year of manufacturing and manufacturing procedures where they're having to produce the same amount of food, probably with fewer employees, and other, whatever shortages, they're having to do different things maybe than they have done before. Whether or not, like, I don't know, some places that are shady, I'm not saying this is one of those places, I'm just saying in general, like a shady place might be cutting corners on purpose, or there might just be something that's forgotten, some step that isn't done because you have fewer employees. Say you have an employee who's not normally working this section is now working this section because they don't have enough people. So that employee isn't necessarily 100% set on this section, and like something might get missed or something might get forgotten. And so my concern has been over the safety of manufactured goods, and anything that is rushed or anything that is made without, the proper established procedure in place, you're looking at potential issues. And so, yeah, that has been my concern. And so for me personally, moving forward, y'all know that earlier this year I was already talking about not using my canned beans as much and using my own home canned beans instead. Or like my dehydrated beans, or just cooking straight from dry, because I am stocking up a lot more on these dried beans, of course, like even more than usual, like everybody. And then just cooking from dry and just getting used to having that be my reality rather than always turning to the convenient pre-canned thing. But of course this is convenient and pre-canned, but I'm like, I don't want to use it because it's a lot of trouble, right? So those almost are safer than the other kind. But yeah, it's kind of going to my own goods, and again, cooking from dry, it's a good thing to get used to anyway. It is frugal. It makes sense to just sort of reorient your life to cooking the beans dried and then just using them that way. You can fish them out of the fridge or whatever in a big batch and cook with them like that. I think freezing beans can be an option, but I've heard that they don't defrost very well, like they get really grainy. But dehydration is a great option. So these are some dehydrated black beans, and I pressure cook these and then dehydrate them, and they rehydrate beautifully in instant meals. And then I was thinking I can start probably using these for more than just instant meals. These might be just as convenient as these to toss into a soup and then just like let them rehydrate in the soup, rather than having to necessarily open my cans or my jars, which I don't really want to open. So I feel like jarred home canned goods are like naturally less likely to be used just because they're so annoying. But that being said, like they're so, like it is so annoying. Every time I use one of these jars, I'm like, ah, like that's, I make that sound as the seal goes, ah, I go, because I don't want to do it. But I will, that being said, I am going to go ahead and can some quarts pretty soon of my 3-bean blend. So it's a blend that I like to use in chilies. So that's black beans, pinto beans, and kidney beans all together in the same jar. And then it's just handy to have all of those there, and then you don't have to open multiple cans or multiple jars. You just have it all in one spot. And so I will be showing the procedure for that. But yeah, if you don't have a pressure canner and you don't have access to that kind of thing, then finding a dehydrator might not be too difficult. They're really cheap if you get them used. So like, yeah, I said, just get back to serious basics, doing all the stuff yourself, I guess. Replacing chips, I guess. You can start doing popcorn. I need to get a video on here of Mr. Vegan Prepper's popcorn. It's like the best in the whole universe. Stuff like that. I'm not talking microwave popcorn. I'm talking stovetop popped popcorn. But yeah, I don't know. So just sort of going forward, I hope that I am not proven right about any more food safety issues. It's just something that's in my mind, and I feel like the best way to protect yourselves is to be as close to the source of the food as possible. So the dried beans versus the ones that are canned for you, or, you know, yeah. Anyway, that's it. I guess that's my 2 cents on that subject, and hopefully everybody stays safe. And yeah, I'm going to be doing a lot more videos on cooking, you know, from scratch, you know, in case people are not used to it. But it's a good thing to get used to anyway, when you're thinking about prepping for any kind of situation where you wouldn't go to the store. If your preps do involve a lot of dried goods that you don't typically use in your home cooking, where it's like you might have a whole bunch. So for instance, say you have been eating a lot of black beans, but you were eating them from a can. But like in your stores, you have a whole bunch of dried black beans because those keep, you know, pretty much forever. And so you were thinking, well, I eat black beans, so I have black beans stored, but it's like, that's not the way that you normally eat them. So to get used to eating the way that you have the food stored, not just the food itself. So anyway, we'll talk more about that later. I want to keep this one short. So as always, like and subscribe, please. If you like this, if you want to see more content like this, please let me know in the comments down below. I've been trying to avoid doing some of these like kind of opinion type videos, like theoretical theory saying videos, but I don't know, people seem to like them. And if you guys want to hear more, then just let me know. But yeah, like, subscribe. And then as always, for real, for really, really real, I hope the rest of your day is good and your life stays wonderful. Really, I really hope that nobody ever needs any of the information that I give them as far as prepping is concerned or anything. I hope no S ever hits the fan in your life or in the world in general, and that everybody stays happy and healthy and good. But yeah, anyway, all right. That's it for me. See you guys later. Bye.